Listen to Downtown Hot Radio on the air 24 hours a day and 7 days a week.
You are now tuned into the Real Rap Radio Show. I'm your host, Walil Archer on Downtown Hot Radio. I have a special guest today. I have Raphael De Mohan, author. Let me put that in there. Author Raphael De Mohan. How are you today?
I am great, thank you. And you?
I'm awesome. Let everybody know where you tuning in from. Where you checking in from?
Well, I'm actually sitting in the south of Denmark.
Nice.
I just moved from Canada to Denmark 3 months ago. And I've been living in Canada for 17 years in 4 different provinces, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's really a big step for me to move to Denmark, where I'm born in Denmark. So I've been painting my flat here for 3 months. I'm physically very exhausted.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your latest book. Let the listeners know the title of your latest book.
Well, the title is A Journey Towards Soul Consciousness. So, and you know, it's taken me 8 years to write it, and finally it was published this year. And you know, the main reason I call it Journey Towards Soul Consciousness is because I think it is a journey, and to define what soul is, I haven't met anybody who can define it so I can recognize it in myself. So it's all about the journey. And yeah, in a way, I think that many people say my soul, or your soul, or this painting has soul, or this music has soul, and so on. And this is a common way to talk about soul. But actually, I think that it's the other way around. It's the soul. If the soul had an ego, it would say, my person. So it's the soul who owns us. It's not us that owns the soul. So that's why I call it Journey Towards Soul Consciousness. So so it is a lifelong journey, I think. Yeah.
All right. Now let's talk about it. You said it took you 7 to 8 years to write the book.
Yeah.
What was some of the process of doing the book over 7 to 8 years?
Oh, yes. Well, it is like I have the habit of writing a diary every day. So every morning I spend an hour writing, or I write about what happened yesterday, the day before, or if I have any dreams, I write them down every morning. And then I start thinking and reflecting on what I'm writing about my experiences. And so bit by bit, day by day, I found out that some of the things I was writing could be used for title for a small chapter. So I took those parts out of my diary into another file in the computer. And then I kept like a notebook of the topics and themes. And it grew over the years. And of course, I have a lot of other experiences in my past that I'm using in the book. For example, I am educated as a body psychotherapist, a Gestalt therapist, and a music therapist. And I studied also comparative philosophy. And in Denmark, I worked as a psychotherapist and as a, what do you call that? An external supervisor in the social psychiatric system in Denmark. And so I have a lot of those experiences I am bringing into the system of the esoteric system of vibrational sound and color, which my late husband created during the 70s and 80s. He actually kind of channeled this esoteric system in cooperation with what we call Dishwal Kul, or the Tibetan. So I am mixing my own background, education, and experiences with this esoteric system. And I had the pleasure of living together with Elias for 6 years. 6 years. And we wrote the first book together. And I was with him 24 hours a day, around the clock. I did everything for him. We did everything together. And in that way, I absorbed a lot of his knowledge. And he was a very high spiritual developed person. So I tried to absorb as much as possible. All this comes together in my new book, Journey Towards Soul Consciousness. Yeah, so that's a long process. So the book is kind of a life statement or an evaluation of most of my life. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, one thing I'm definitely interested in learning more about is your experience with music. Talk to us about the music part of it.
Oh, the music part. Yeah, that's very interesting. The music, well, it's vibrational sound. And Elias picked out certain vowel sounds that corresponded to different chakras, or chakras I perceive as an area of life. So he got these sounds that corresponds with the frequency of a chakra, and you have to sing it yourself. So the voice is kind of one of the most powerful tools we have to activate the energy in our body, in our physical body and emotional body and the thoughts and our heart. So it's very dynamic system he created, and the voice is very powerful. It's like a bridge from the inner world to the outer world. As soon as I can express something through my voice, it manifests in the real world, in the outside world. So it's a bridge between different dimensions, you can say so. It's also a bridge to your higher self or your spirituality, if you want to. So it's a very unique tool. And well, he used to say for people who started learning about this system and practicing it, that they should record their own voice on a recorder and listen to it. Because many people, we hear our voice from the inside, but when we hear it from the outside, many people don't like it. So you have to learn to like the qualities of your voice, as well as we have to learn to love ourselves a little bit every day, a little bit more, a little bit, and so on. So he uses the voice, the frequencies of our voice, to activate the energies in our body and emotions and thoughts. And he loved to sing them. So, and he was also saying, when you do the sounds of a chakra, you have to feel, you have to get in touch with the emotions of that area you want to transform and put that emotion into your singing or your chanting or singing that vowel sound. So that is very important, because then you connect your emotions with your voice and your expression. And that is a transformational process going on there. So that is, if you call that music, yeah, it is a kind of music. You can make melodies with the chanting, which also reflect what kind of mood you are in. And he also created another system of sound and colors. He called it a 12 chakra system, which contains of 5 different syllables. So that is kind of inviting you to make a melody. Otherwise, it's too boring if you don't make a melody. So it's all about coming more and more alive and vibrant using the sounds. So my own experiences with music is that, I started learning classical piano from when I was 7 years old, and I had a very good classical trained teacher. So I learned a lot about notes and music, and I loved Chopin because that it spoke to my emotions. And then later on, when I came into my teens, it was more the guitar, the acoustic guitar that that caught my attention, and I've been playing with my older brother in my teens, and then we had a long break, and now the last couple of years we started making music again, and I found it's very when you make music yourself, you are creating something you have inside, and that's kind of a transformation too. You can the mode the music is made from is coming back whenever you play it. It's kind of an amazing process. So I play every day. And sing some of my songs also, and also together with my brother, we we have recorded something, put it on YouTube also. So that's very exciting. It's very exciting. Both Danish songs and songs in English. So, yeah.
Nice. Now, what do you want the readers to take away from reading your book?
Oh, that's a very big question. But it's basically to look at your life as a process. Everything we do is a process. We do not know where it goes, but if we can follow the flow of our process, we are really it's really good. It's really good for our development. I want people to expand their mind by reading this, and also to I find that some people I've met have mixed up the concept of the ego and spirituality and soul. That's what I started talking about, saying my soul. That is the ego talking. And it's very important to become aware of when is it my ego that speaks, and when is it my heart, and when is it my higher self. So if you don't, if you are not able to distinguish these three elements, you're easily getting lost and going into a circle. So I think that would be good for people to realize by writing that book. You see, I have in the book also written a little bit about. I compare the soul with what I call the dream maker. See, the dream maker is, well, I pondered about my dreams when I dream at night, and I questioned myself. See, who is creating the dreams I'm dreaming? I don't create my own dreams at night. And then I asked, then who is making those dreams? I have not the answer for that.
Right.
And I say, well, maybe the soul is the source of that, but I don't know. So how come some people know their soul, but they don't know their dream maker? You see?
Right.
So I think we should have an open mind to the concept of soul and the dream maker, and just be pleased that there are something bigger than us. So I really want to I would like people to benefit from that and ponder over that. And then I have some chapters about what I call the existential void, or actually existential loneliness, because inside every person, we are actually very alone. And many people don't like that. So they reach out and they become involved in social events or hobbies or whatever, just to not feel that loneliness. But it is a great place to go into, because in there you can start listening to the different voices you have inside without identifying with them. And that is very important. It's kind of when you go into that existential loneliness or existential void, you can listen to the voices and start detecting, where do they come from? And what do I want to do with those? Especially what I call the inner critic, because sometimes we are very judgmental about ourselves, and we need to confront that judge or inner critic and ask ourselves, where does that come from? And then, when you know something about where it comes from, you can also let go of it. So the existential void is very important. Also because the existential void can become the existential creative void, because creativity comes out of zero, nothing. Out of nothing comes everything. And when you go into that space, when you are not afraid of going into the void, it will start producing creative things like music or insights in the higher self. You can see the most beautiful light in there. It's we are so beautiful inside when we go in without judgment on ourselves, open up to that space. I made a meditation also using sounds. Actually, it's in the book. There are four steps in this meditation. I call it the Padma meditation. That is designed to clean out our system and then go into improvisation of vowel sounds. But we have to be cleaned out and empty the brain, and then just let out whatever sounds is in there. The next step is to go into the emptiness, in the head, into the existential void, and stay there as long as possible, and just be in that space. Whenever a thought comes in, you start over with the sounds, going into this space again. And then you can go from here. There's also kind of a foot above your head. There is a space too. That's a higher self. You can say that. It's very high frequency energy up there. But that is also something I have written about in this book. And then, of course, there is the whole chapter about the 12-ray system, which is I describe it in the book, and some of the qualities of every chakra. The sounds and the colors are different from the normal chakra system, of course. And let me see. Yeah, and then there are 5 vowel sounds for each color, each chakra. And this chakra system is very intuitive. So I kind of give different angles of how to use it, but basically people have to find out themselves what works best for them. So it's a very intuitive system. So you can take whatever you need from it and use it, and maybe mix it with something else. One of my favorite things to say is that no system can bring you all the way, but when you can create your own system, that is the very best.
So true.
Because we know what's best for ourselves. So if you go into one system, you try to adapt to that instead of being yourself. So I say to people, take what you want from this system and put it together with something else that you like. Make your own system. That is the path in the new age, I think. So
okay,
so that is some of the things.
Okay, so we're almost out of time. We got about 5 minutes left. So can you let everyone know where they can purchase your book from?
Well, it can be purchased on Amazon. It can also be purchased on Friesen Publisher. That's a Canadian publisher, I think so. But Amazon, it's available there. It's available on most platforms on the internet. So what is easiest for people? Use that. Yeah.
Okay. And before you go, any final thoughts? Maybe a minute or two. Any final thoughts?
Well, I'm just very appreciative of you having me in your show. I'm very appreciative of that. I'm pleased to meet you. So, yeah, I just want to encourage everybody to do what is best for themselves.
Okay.
So,
Well,
yeah.
Raphael, I'd like to thank you for doing the interview today.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you. Thank you.
My
Thank you.
pleasure. So that's
Yeah.
my time today on the Real
Yes.
Rap Radio Show. So I'll see you guys next time on the Real Rap Radio Show with Walil Archer on Downtown Hot Radio.
Listen to Downtown Hot Radio on the air 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Tune in by downloading the Downtown Hot Radio's mobile app. Listen on our website, www.downtownhotradio.com.